Welcome back to Music Theory Logic. Andrew here, and today is going to be kind of a cool making it from scratch. It's not fully making it from scratch. I'm going to pick back up on our eighth idea that started out as guitar. We did the editing last week. Since then, I actually had a vocalist who I work with a lot, Preston, in the studio, and he tracked an idea. I think it's going to be pretty cool, or cool enough for us to chart some of the song out. So let's go ahead into the Logic session. So I don't always get vocals this early in a session, and I was about to do a little mixing on the vocals, but I will do that with you guys. That'll be our first order of business, and then we want to bring some MIDI in here. And I'm realizing now I'm gonna have to think about what exactly I was playing on these guitar parts. But let's hear the idea. Oh, well, that's a bummer. Logic crashed on us. Happens to the best. Go with auto-saved. Yeah, so I am on a new computer since then. Perhaps could mess with this a little bit. I could turn low latency mode on. It's doing a lot of plugins there, but these last two are UADs, so technically they shouldn't be bogging my CPU down at all. One thing that kind of can help is just saving the session. So we're going to have to write some MIDI, and that's going to be our main order of business. We'll come back to this vocal once we have a little bit more information. So yeah, it is a good idea to write stuff down, but the more I do this, the more I have confidence that I can figure out the chords from my ear. I could also perhaps grab a guitar and think about that. I know I was doing, it's kind of like in the key of E minor. So we could call it like an E minor 7th as the first chord. All right, let's write something in. It's not going to sound awesome with this default MIDI. right, so we're basically in the key of E major. I was wrong there, or its relative minor, or C sharp minor would be the relative minor of E minor. The third, G sharp minor. So let's kind of experiment with some different harmonies in here. What if I did... All right, so that is close enough, and let's go ahead and stress my system out a little bit and do some sound design. So I feel like for this kind of vibe, I want to use something that doesn't necessarily feel organic, because I'm going to go with like a synthesizer, but I want to make something that feels a little bit like vintage-ish. So perhaps trying to use some of the beautiful analog recreations by Arturia. Let's let this load up. So one really cool thing about this analog lab, I've showed this a bunch before, but basically you can search through almost like Omnisphere. I could find something that, let's say, is I could go with an organ. Let's try a pad to begin with. And then it has these style terms. So we got a pad. We could do something soft. It'll narrow it down. An ensemble. Soft ensemble that's evolving. And now it's narrowed all these different patches down to just these few. Now, let's hear what we've got. Open up the drum. Bass. All right, so let's save this. Let's create a new channel. Not at risk of overwhelming the system. Kind of is what it is. I can't be you can't be scared to push your system, because you know, all computers eventually die, and it's a good idea to keep saving money when you are making those placements. doing those studio sessions, because yeah, you never know when your system will die. But yeah, it's better to get a new system than to be really wary of your current one. So if this crashes, we'll be all right. Hopefully the video itself doesn't. All right, so I'm gonna just get rid of everything but the low notes. I'm going to, yeah, let's just do everything but our low notes. All right, so we're gonna already have a pretty clean sub. Let's add some movement. I was doing FM. Let's try AM. Low pass filtering. No, I don't like that. Just turn off our filter. Let's just keep it really simple. We'll add some compression. Got this from ModeStep. I believe Josh from ModeStep in one of his tutorial videos, but I really like the idea of using the LFO to move the threshold. It kind of changes the character of the whatever sound you're working with there. Now, we could come back and accentuate whatever we want in that sound. Let's label this our sub, and let's just hear the track so far as we have it. I'll bring in the vocals. Now that I know the key, I could go back. Ah, interesting. Something about the UAD plugins itself. Let's see if we can get those vocals to play. Now, one thing I could do to outsmart it a little bit, so I could bounce this in place. I want to first alter my auto tune. Now I am on the brink of like incorporating a 2-computer system when I'm making these videos, and that's gonna make my whole system a lot more stable, and it'll enable me to do the live streams. So let me know in the comments if you're excited about those live streams. I kind of want to just hop on and hang out with all of you while I'm working on my music, so I don't feel like I'm alone as I am in this cave. So we've got an alto tenor, the key of E major. I'm not gonna tune it that much, and then I'm gonna come and do a bounce in place. I'm going to then come back in here, disable my plugins, save the session, turn on low latency mode, and then say a prayer. Here we go. There were days in my life that feel like I'm going to roll off the highest from that. I really wanted to just kind of take the low end. Let's go back into our sound. Let's turn on our sub oscillator. Put it down an octave. Even 2 octaves. Nice. We need a kick drum of some sorts. So let me just go to splice. Let's go to... I don't need that. Let's go to my library of sounds. Don't need that. Find a kick drum from my library. That one will function the way I need it to. Where did it go? All right. So when that happens, your computer is getting a little overwhelmed. It's kind of good it's happening. It's probably pretty helpful for all of you. Using the playhead tool and your default like key commands for cutting and pasting is super helpful. So I can literally lay in the drums here. Now, I'll come back and work on this track when I'm not filming a video. Again, this is pretty difficult, not difficult, just tasking thing for my general studio system, which is fine when I'm not filming. So here it is with some kick drums. Add a little syncopation in there. What if I just take that pattern and loop it? Too many. Maybe, whoops. one here on this downbeat. And those of you that are really into lyrics will probably be annoyed, but these are really just placeholder words. But I feel like what's kind of cool, I see Preston like once or twice a week. We have lots of different music. We're excited to show all of you. But when we do work on stuff, I like to have made progress on a session. So this is it's the first time I'm really like using one of the making it from scratch is in my outside work. It was kind of my goal that I would do that. I didn't start out with the intent of doing that, but I just really liked the vibe of this stuff we did in the guitar editing last week, and I showed it to him and he sang to it. So let's hear it from the beginning with our little added drums. Let me loop our drums for a second a little more. Let's just copy them. Make sure I'm selected on the right channel. And then paste them in here. All right, cool. And let's actually have it start with the bass. All right, cool. Let's hear this from the beginning. Cool. Kind of just continues there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Just on a side note, I kind of glossed over the vocals. Anytime you're working with a vocal, the first thing to do is use an EQ to basically filter out all the low frequencies. Vocalists, depending upon the kind of vocalist you're working with, the frequencies to roll off is anywhere between like 150, 200 hertz to 350 hertz. I forget what video I saw this on, but if you listen to Pharrell vocals, his vocals are cut off, I think, at like 330 hertz, which is pretty high. But you'll notice that will really, really help clean up your actual pitch correction software. So I was running a little subtle bit of auto-tune on that. And then I was going into the LA2A, again, the UAD, Universal Audio version of that, which shouldn't overwhelm Logic, but I think it's my computer in general with the whole added factor of recording video. So yeah, let me know if anybody's a wizard out there with computers and streaming setups and you want to hop on a Zoom and explain to me how to do the two computer setups. That would be really helpful. I have a secondary, like a Windows laptop, which I was going to just experiment that technique with. I know it's not an ideal computer for that, but it would work. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Looked at processing some vocals. You saw me dealing with my computer crashing multiple times, which thanks for bearing with me. But hopefully, like the bouncing in place and the low latency mode, that kind of stuff helped you, because lots of you out there probably experience computer issues, especially when your session is doing lots of stuff. Super normal. And then we also figured out the chord progression, put a simple pad on it, built a bass, put the simple bass line, and then found a kick pattern. So my visions for this track is to try to kind of create something that feels like this growing texture, this growing world. I don't really want there to ever be like a moment where it feels like a chorus or a verse. I want it to feel somewhat like circular, like it's kind of drawing you into an experience that doesn't feel as typical, and that's going to lend itself to some interesting lyric writing. So I've already been working on that, and that will be cool. So if you found this helpful, you would help me out a ton by subscribing to the channel. If you liked this song, stay tuned to the channel, because we're definitely going to do some more videos working on this song, and we'll finish it, and it'll be part of our project. So thank you for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful day. Go have some fun making some music, and I will see you next time. Cheers.